Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Agnes at momcandoit.com. Today I want to talk about personal experience record and my work experience that I've gained during studying towards my ACCA qualifications. I became a member of ACCA in July 2019. On my channel, I want to just inspire you and motivate you to keep going and also give you a little bit of insight about ACCA studies and answer all the possible questions that you guys might have. And after posting my previous video, which was on my ACCA journey, I have received the questions asking me about my personal experience and a work experience that I have gained during studying towards my ACCA qualifications. In order to become fully qualified accountant, you need to pass 13 exams, complete ethics and professional skill module, and complete PER, which is personal experience requirements. And this actually can be broken down into two parts, one being 36 months of experience, working experience, and the other being 9 personal experience objectives. On the ACCA website, you can actually find full guidance on how to complete your work experience, what qualifies as working experience, and also everything about PERs. But I just wanted to give you the insight of how I did it and what was my journey in order to gain those experiences. One thing that you want to bear in mind is that you want to do it as soon as possible. So the minute you think about starting studying towards your ACCA qualification, you want to start working in accounts. And anything that you do in accounts and any time that you work within accounts or finance department will be considered as your work experience. So even prior to starting your ACCA qualifications, if you have been working accounts, you can actually count this towards your qualification as long as there is a person that was supervising your work that is willing to sign it off and confirm that you have actually worked in the accounts field. There are also a lot of questions about what is considered as a relevant work to be able to count this towards your experience. So the work that you can count towards relevant qualification could be volunteering, part-time or full-time basis, as long as you work within the accounts. Any time that you spend doing those accounting functions would be counted towards your professional experience. But I just wanted to give you insight of how I actually did it. So after finishing university in 2012, I have gone straight into an employment. So I've started on a graduate program, which was of a tax trainee, and I have already counted this towards my professional qualification, even though I was not yet registered as a student, because I've only registered as a student in 2013. But because I was working in an accounting relevant role, I was able to use this. So by the time I have fully qualified, I've already had much more than 36 months of professional experience. All I had to do is complete 9 objectives. And what you want to do is to make sure that while you're studying for this qualification, you keep on track in completing those PERs and also your work experience. You're getting this completed as you study, because once you complete your exams, you will have a lot to catch up on in order to qualify, and you will only be affiliate up until you manage to complete those. So you will not actually gain a full membership until you've done all of the relevant steps that they want you to complete, including your personal experience record. So the place I worked in was only on a graduate basis, and after a year I left this place and I went working part-time somewhere else. All this time I was working in the industry, which means I was working in the corporations or organizations that had me as a bookkeeper or accountant, as a clerk or accounts assistant, and I was never actually able to work in a practice. And this is what I always wanted to do, because I feel like in order to gain a full exposure, I would really like to work in a practice, which means you work actually in a place where bookkeepers handle individuals' books. So say some plumber down the road needing accounts to be done, they come to the practice, and that's what practice do. They do individual accounts. So I always wanted to gain a practical experience, but I just was never kind of lucky to get that kind of role. There's also a little bit of luck in terms of which employments you get into. You know, you go for the various interviews and you get accepted to those that kind of suit you or those that you are suited into. I've just never found an employment in a practice, and now I am working for the industry for the last 7 years, and I really want to switch into practice, but it is extremely difficult for me to do so because I don't have practical experience. So working for practice, you would really get an exposure to a wide range of accounting duties, as opposed to being in a big company where most likely you'll be carrying just AP or AR or general ledger duties or just management accounts. So it is really focused and narrowed down as to what you do in the industry as opposed to what you do in a practice. So from my graduate position, I have been moving through various agencies and I was not able to secure permanent position up until such time that I went through an agency as well onto the temporary position, which ended up being permanent one. And I've stayed in that role for 2 years and I worked as an accounting assistant. Being in that role, I also went on to maternity leave, and after returning from maternity leave, I then looked for another job and I found another account assisting role, and as soon as I got it and I started working, I've been made redundant. So after I've been made redundant, I moved to the company that I'm currently in, and that was over 4 years ago. So I've been in the role that I am at the moment, which is a financial controller, for the last 4 years. Now at the beginning, I was working alongside another financial controller and I was more of a bookkeeper, and now I am financial controller because since I've qualified, I've stepped up the role and I am now controlling the whole accounts department. So all this time that I was working, throughout this time that I was studying, these experiences I could count towards my professional qualifications. So in order to get those actually signed off or to get those counted towards your professional experience, you need to have a mentor. A mentor would be a person that supervises your work. It could be someone that works alongside you but supervises your work. It could be an auditor that audits your company if you are the only person working for the company. So like I was the financial controller in my company and there was no one above me. The last month or the last year of my experience, I got signed up by my auditors, because although they were not directly supervising my work, they were auditing our accounts. And because my manager was supervising my work, he signed it off, and then that had to be signed off by the auditors further. So there is ways that if you don't directly have a person supervising your work, you could get your direct line manager and then the auditors to sign that they agree with the experience that you did. But it is a really good thing to keep on top of it, and every time you complete some kind of role or you resign from the work or you quit the job, you do ask for the supervisor to sign off your experience. And the mentor that you're using has to be an accountant themselves, but they don't have to be ACCA qualified. Now ACCA has a full list on who is able to sign off your professional experience. So if you're not sure whether the mentor that you're using is able to sign off your account, please do check with ACCA website. Another thing you may want to do is to get yourself a role with an approved employer. Now ACCA's Approved Employer Program recognizes and rewards employer staff training and development. If you work for an ACCA approved employer who holds training development approval at gold or platinum level, then they may allow you to claim performance objective exemptions. These exemptions exist because ACCA has assessed that the level of training and support they provide to you is sufficient to meet the PER. You do need to, however, get this confirmed with ACCA website and make sure that it is actually approved, because otherwise it won't be counted towards the PERs. Just wanted to quickly mention that if you wouldn't know how to actually complete your PERs, it is all on My ACCA websites. So once you log into your ACCA website through My ACCA, you'll see there is a tab where you can complete your PERs, and that will take you through the guidance and also gives you an example what can be a PER and how to complete them. So I really hope you guys find this informative and interesting. Do let me know if you have any specific questions about ACCA. I will be doing much more videos on ACCA because I think this is really something that I really want to see before I've started my journey or while I was on my journey, and I really hope that helps you and inspires you and motivates you, and also you find this informative. If you do, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave any questions or comments that you have below, and I'll try to answer every single one of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.